Hey everyone, it's Simon from High Playing Games. Hope you're well and having a great day. Welcome to Pro Gamer Manager. And a bit of a blurb up front before I dive into the actual show through of things. I've had this game for about 6 to 8 weeks and it keeps bouncing around between updates and then being reverted back. Because the devs are trying to update the game, but when they do, it gets really, really negative feedback from the community that have currently already bought the game. So they roll it back and have like a "we're not sure what's going on" type thing. So the game seems to be in a little bit of turmoil, and I can absolutely see why. It's one of those games that have been implemented clearly with a lot of love and enthusiasm, but it's missing many things that make essentially a management sim flow well and look very nice. What I do appreciate though, and I'll just click on new game before I dive into the replay of what I'm doing now, is that you get 2 different modes. You've got career mode, which is where you follow as a gamer yourself to be a singular gamer that will go on to achieve great things in the world of pro gaming, or you can be a manager and look after a team of people. Different layout, different menus, different things that you do, but essentially it's the same funneling of get sponsors, play well, look after your people, or in a career mode it's a bit more strategy around the game that you're playing itself and looking after yourself essentially. So I shall dive out of that and I shall get back into me having yet another go on the career mode to try and see what I'm doing essentially wrong with this. And you get the very familiar setup of a singular screen, you're in a basement, that kind of thing. You've got your mail up on the top here, which is blank because it's not clever enough to retrieve what you've had before. The only 2 metrics that you get essentially that are any decent value to you are energy, which is how many things you can do in a day, and rage, which only goes up when you lose games. And if you lose too many games in a day, then your rage will go up too high and you're like, bad. You've got credits at the top, which help you get more technology to do more things. Fans, which are the only reason why I've got credits actually, because someone donated stuff. And EP is like your research points essentially for what you do. So you click anywhere on the screen and the same old menu pops up no matter what you do. And this is all that I've been able to do really in this game for a very long time. And then I get bored and then I've restarted and try again, and I don't really seem to get very far before I get to the next. I don't get to the next stage. I give up through boredom. You get a profile where you can update your stats for playstyle, focus, and knowledge. Now, what I should say is that you get the choice of playing as a first-person shooter game or as a MOBA. Now, I don't play MOBAs, but I chose MOBAs just out of interest to see what it's like. And maybe that's why this game feels a little bit more alien to me than what it maybe should do. But the 2 main things that you can do here at the moment are play a ranked match or watch a stream so that you can learn stuff. If I click on a stream, you get to choose who you want to watch and kind of what characters in the game that you're playing they're best at, so that if you've already got a certain set pattern of types of people that you want to, and I've gone for healers, which seem to be, and item people, which are like this gang here. You can sit and watch it, wait for the little clock to go round, and you may get some playstyle, focus, or knowledge points. Oh, there we go, I've got 1. Oh, 2, 3. You devil. I clearly chose the right ones. And that's it. And you can see my energy is depleted down, and so on and so forth. Now I could watch another stream, or I could go to play a ranked match. Now at the moment I can only... you then get to pick a character out of the ones that we've got here. It gives you like a little definition of what they're down below. Now with my stats and what I've already asked for my... sorry, let's start again. I've been aiming towards healer and utility so that I don't do much of the battling. I'm like the backup bitch. So I need to choose ones that kind of are akin to that. So let's go for Fireman. And then it comes up with this weird pick a phase and all of this stuff. And essentially the numbers next to them are a bit like levels, or your perception of how good they are. And then you get all of these different things and what they're up to. But with no actual attributes as to what they do, whether they're good or bad, do they have any strengths or weaknesses. And so you're really flying completely and utterly blind. So when I do then click next, and it gives me these 3 things to choose from, do I go for aggressive, attempted risks, or do I do counter attacks only? So I'll go for passive because I'm the healer or the item person. I can be sneaky, I can harass everyone in the middle, or I can stay with the big brawn at the front. So I'll go for the middle. And then you've got team fights. What do you want to do? Protect the front line, protect the back line, or split the enemy team? Well, I'm no tank, so I'm not going to go for splitting. So I'll either go for front or rear. I'll go for rear on this one. And then you're back to this wonderful screen. Now, what I believe the latest update did was that it actually started to take you, not maybe in the mobile one, but they tried it with the FPS one, into like a battle where it showed you what was going on, and it went on for several minutes and really, really poorly animated graphics from what I can see. So, we clearly lost that. You get an overall rank of 1, but you don't necessarily know why. And it gives you all of these stats, and it's all down to really, really low res graphics. And I'm left kind of wondering, well, what did I do right, what did I do wrong? Because there's no big feedback. And I can do the same thing twice or 3 times and get almost randomised ratings and mentalities, and clearly that's down to the other characters that are going on. But I don't know, in this day and age, for a game that is a one-trick pony, because this is literally all that I do, is do these 2 things. And I'll do it again. In fact, actually, let's do this. Let me remember if I can do the same thing again. So for Vramer, everyone will have slightly different people this time, and we've got different people playing, and they've got different levels, which is fine and fair enough. So I'm ranked a little bit more higher perceptive-wise. We'll keep the same game plan, and we'll go again. And I'll guarantee that we'll have completely different stats. And I'm not. It's difficult to know exactly why, because it gives you no big feedback as to why. So there you go. We won that because that was a worse team. I've now got an overall score of 8, but there's no like tanky item build perfection. Great. Thanks, spectator quote. But why? What worked well? What didn't work well? And the reason why I'm struggling with this is because when you play other games that take this type of gameplay mechanics, like the indie game maker thing, which I've got a video on, it doesn't give you complete feedback, but it lets you know what's on the right track and what works well and what doesn't. And because this doesn't, you could change one stat, and it could actually be a stat that you're not necessarily changing for the right reasons and get the correct result, because there's too many permutations and it doesn't let you know what's right and what's wrong. So at the end of the day, you run out of energy, you have to go to bed, your energy will re-rise, the game resets, and off and away you go again. So, before I click the stream, I asked for a contract, which hasn't arrived today. So, you and a couple of friends participated in the one-on-one FOBA tournament. Your stats have improved a bit. Thanks! So, talking of stats, I got some profile points, didn't I? So, it lets me look at improving my playstyle or my focus. So, I think we'll go for creativity. And I think we'll go for quickness. I don't necessarily know what's right to my role. It's not spelled out. What I think might be right to my role might not be what the game thinks is right. So, on we go again. Let's watch some more shit on YouTube. Or Twitch. Other streaming services are available. Get a knowledge point there. Let's spend that knowledge point. Let's continue with itemization, because I'll then play a ranked match, but I'll go with... Let's go for this lady. Because I've not been her yet. And let's go for frontline, and let's go for normal, because who knows or cares? It feels so arbitrary, and that's why I just have no investment in the game whatsoever. So a victory, great, I've got high impact. Fantastic, I was the best player. I don't know why. I'll do the same thing again next time and I'll get nothing. The only other thing that you can get that you can do is upgrade your gear when you get to a certain level of fans and you build a streaming service. I'm not streaming inside the game at the moment, we'll fit better. I can research though. So I didn't have enough points for speciality, but I can master a champion this time round. So it'll go round and it'll give me then a wee choice of who I can go for this time round. So if I master, who's the lady that I don't master? Let's do her. She could be my speciality, and I'd already decided that I was good at being a support anyway. So there we go. I've now got a best champion added to my list, and I wonder if I'm able to then play. Because I'd already said that I was down as a support person, because I had to choose this early on. So I quite like that as a thing. Same again. I'm supposed to be a pro with the lady now, so maybe I should do quite well. No. So who knows? Off we go to bed. And so the cycle continues. And eventually you'll get enough credits and enough fans and you'll be able to improve stuff. But it feels so... I feel so disconnected from the game as a whole. Now it's Tosuki gaming headsets coming up in the market in a few days. Great. So yeah, that's annoying. You've got a house that you can then buy and upgrade and have more things in, I guess. You can go to Esports Central and you can try and get into tournaments. There's a sign-up fee which obviously gates what you can do on these things. And there's a championship tier of what you're supposed to be, I believe. So yeah, I just genuinely struggle with this as a game because that's all that I've done. And I seem to have nothing. I'll save it to continue. I'll go back to main menu. The manager mode, that's your stuff that you get there, is not much different. Again, you get to choose FOBA or FPS. Let's go for FPS this time. And you get to choose a contract. And you get slightly different things that you can do. So let's go to the team room and let's recruit some people. And that's the other thing. Like, I've forgotten what that token now means. I'm assuming it's sniper. And so this side of the game is a little bit more in depth. So we'd quite like to be balanced. Once a day, thanks. The manager itself has a bio. it's all a bit too early in the future to be able to do this. But I'm just going around the menu just so that you can kind of see what's going on. You can hire staff and so on and so forth. So there is more that you can do with this, and it's nicely set out. I must admit, it is quite nicely set out. Got no credits, got no fans. You can't get into those until you've got specific ranks of things that you've got, so... Okay, with an E, great, thanks. Let's just get some skanks in. So yeah, anyway. Gated quite nicely, but yeah, so you go off, you look after them, you make sure that they don't have a spat. It's relatively okay, and it's slightly better than the other one, but it sells itself as the Pro Gamer Manager. So I want to be able to play the games, and the problem is that they're very distinct as well. So you can't be a gamer in your... So like as a team manager, you can't be a gamer as well. It's two very distinct paths. Neither the twain shall meet. So I have seen in the Steam forums people saying, why can't we be a gamer in our own thing? Because it feels like a really just deliberate split. Maybe there aren't team captains that are like playing the game as well. But yeah, we're gamers. We'd like to do the impossible. Otherwise, if we were all stuck in the real world, most of the games in the world would not exist. So yeah, completely flawed in my humble opinion. I don't mean to be harsh, because the developer did give me the copy to review. But I just feel completely disconnected from the whole experience, and therefore not invested in anything, and therefore not wanting to continue. Until there is something that keeps me involved in what's going on, as opposed to just watching a timer go round to back to 100%, allocating a point on a graph, and not really knowing why, I don't want to continue playing this game anymore. So yeah, caution, I'm afraid, for this one. That's Pro Gamer Manager. It's out on PC at the moment. This is build 175. It looks like they're going to try another upgrade very, very soon, so this could be drastically different. But they're leaving this build, I think, in, judging by what they were saying in the Steam forums. So if you are getting this game, or you still think that this game is good for you, then great, have a go. But when the game does change, I think they're going to leave the old game save state behind, so people can have the option of the two, which is quite nice. Thank you very much for watching. Hope that was informative. If you do like what I do, please do consider subscribing. I do have a Patreon if you'd like to support independent content creators. Toodle pippage. Bye for now.